Hello and welcome to Toast Talk 95. It's a surprise if it was not recording in the start, but now it is. And we're today at this podcast to talk to you about District 95 and peel off the curtain and show you the people behind the district and the work that the volunteers do to make sure that all the club members are engaged, are learning and growing. My name is Shahrukh Hussain. I'm the manager PR. And today we have the District 95 Division E Director, Marie-Claire Lutzke. And welcome, Mary. How are you, Marie-Claire?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to
Thank you.
be here.
Thank you for taking time out because I know it's a huge investment to be part of Toastmasters and then to be maybe a club officer, but you're not only a club officer, you're a division director.
Yeah.
So just because this question is coming in my head, how many clubs do you have under your division roundabout?
Right now we have 14 clubs and they're divided into three different areas.
14 clubs. Wow. Here, sometimes they struggle with one club and then for managing and helping out 14 clubs. That's amazing. So let's start off with a little bit of your background. So can you tell us about your profession, your personal life, whatever you want to share?
Sure. I'm a school teacher and I studied English and German, so those are the subjects I teach. So I'm very familiar with rhetorics and the written word and literature and languages. I've always been interested in that. And so Toastmasters is basically right up my alley, so to speak. And Division
That's
E is located in the southwest of Germany. So I live in Baden-Württemberg in a little town called Herrenberg. It's about 40 minutes from our capital, Stuttgart. And that's what I do and where I live.
fantastic. And your home club right now, you're a member of which club or clubs? Because sometimes people surprise me, they're members of multiple clubs.
I'm a member of one club. My home club is Stuttgart International Toastmasters Club. It's located in Böblingen, and I've been a member since June 2020. So I
Wow,
joined right in the
2020.
COVID time. Yes.
Wow. And what motivated you to be part of Toastmasters? I mean, what inspired you to do that?
My sister inspired me. She's been a Toastmaster for way more than 12 years or 10
Wow.
years. She already has a DTM. And I've always
Nice.
been interested in what she does at Toastmasters, but I've never had the time. So I was
Right.
either in the middle of my studies or my practical training to become a teacher, and that took a lot of time. And I didn't have time for hobbies like Toastmasters because I always knew if I became a Toastmaster, I would be a Toastmaster that would devote a lot of time to writing speeches, delivering them as perfectly as I can, and serving as a club officer and benefit from everything that Toastmasters has to offer. So in 2020, I had just switched jobs and I had more time. And then I was finally able to join and become a Toastmaster. And I've loved it ever since.
Fantastic. I mean, as it is, I have a lot of respect for the teachers and the contribution that they make to the society, and it shapes the future into an understanding of what the worldview can be and should be looked at. And on top of that, you are a Toastmaster where you, as you said, writing speeches, and it's so much more just on knowing the Toastmaster process. So let's get into the next question, which is kind of built into it. What are the benefits of being a Toastmaster according to you?
Well, you benefit from, first of all, your club and the feedback that you receive and the opportunities that you get in each meeting and in between meetings, whether it's preparing a speech, being table topics master, or evaluating other Toastmasters. So I think you just have a safe and comfortable environment, and there is room for trial and error. And then you have this great mix of experienced Toastmasters and newer Toastmasters, and it's such a great way to learn public speaking. And I generally believe that you should take on each role, different roles in each meeting, so you can learn the different tasks. Because the first time I was Toastmaster of the evening, I was surprised how hard it was. It seems so easy when another Toastmaster does it, but when I was Toastmaster of the evening for the first time, I realized nothing is easy. You make it look easy because you have prepared for it and you've practiced and you know how to deal with unforeseen things that happen sometimes. Usually not in a Toastmasters meeting. I get that a lot of work at work. So you grow as an individual Toastmaster. You benefit from from working with others, helping others. And I think there's great value in that. And personally, I also think it's just a lot of fun. It's a great way to spend my free time. I really enjoy it.
Fantastic. I mean, and spoken very eloquently about that, that if you're prepared and things look easy. I mean,
Mhm.
inside, because when you're on stage, it's not that the butterflies go away. It's not that the confusion
Mm.
isn't there when when something moves in the background or and you're talking on stage. But as a Toastmaster of the evening, you've got to be very, very adaptable. And I remember the first time I was the timer. You talked about taking different role. Oh my God. I have to share this. It's kind of embarrassing, but that's the point of Toastmasters, that you share your, moments. So after those prepared speeches, fantastic. I was very new. I think it was December. I think last meeting before Christmas or something like that. And they said, okay, so you're going to be the timer. Okay, fine. So okay, cards, everything went well. Prepared speeches, fantastic. Table topics, fantastic. No problems. And then they gave the evaluations. Fine. I didn't time the evaluations because I didn't know. So he says, "Okay, so timer, are we qualified?" And I was like, I didn't time you." And he says,
Oh
"Well, then,"
no.
and I remember it was James, and he was fantastic. He's an amazing person who helped me in the start understanding everything. It was a lot of fun, and then he was very kind enough. Okay, so then we won't have the best evaluator. So or I think he said, okay, so then we both qualify. We'll assume that we've qualified. You can vote, and it was again because he'd done it so many times. But would you agree that you cannot explain the Toastmaster experience? You just have to experience it.
Yes. I told that to an acquaintance of mine and I asked her, well, would you like to join a Toastmasters meeting? And she said, what is it about? And I explained it to her, but I really basically ended up telling her what you just said. I said, you have to come to one meeting and experience what it's like, and then you'll know. And then once you dive into that amazing atmosphere that my club and all the clubs I've visited offer, it's fantastic. And you just, I cannot think of a reason of not joining. Unless you don't have the time to commit to Toastmasters, I could see that. But it's very self-paced, how you learn, how you go through your paths. And basically, you can make it work for you, regardless of what else you do. That's something that I've also learned from Toastmasters.
Well, my next question, thank you. My next question is, you're the division director. So before you became the division director since 2020, what were the different club officer roles or roles that you took on as Toastmasters in your club and then in the district?
The first club officer role I took was president because
Wow.
I looked at what the president tasks are and I just really knew that that's what I wanted to do first. And I could not understand why I was the only one. It was quite easy to become club president. No one else wanted the role at the time. And I just loved it so much, that fantastic club officer role. So I really liked it. And then I was VP of education,
Oh, so you
which I,
first became the president and then the VP education.
yes.
Okay, okay. Interesting.
And then I thought about, because my sister has a DTM and she told me, think about getting a DTM. And I looked at the requirements and it said you have to do a district role. And then I thought, okay, I will be an area director once I have enough experience. And then I realized that my division was looking for area directors and I thought, I don't know if I'm ready, but I looked at what the area director does or is supposed to do and I thought I could do this. This looks like fun, visiting other clubs, and I just applied and I loved being an area director. I was area E3 director and visiting the clubs and organizing the area contest. That was just so much fun because everything started going back to in-person meetings and in-person area contests. I really enjoyed that. And once again, I wasn't going to apply to be division director. And then someone asked me, my division director at the time, would have you thought about becoming a division director? And I did the same thing. I looked at what a division director does, and then I really wanted to do it. So here I am as division E
Wow.
director.
Wow. So it's been consistent. So now you're DTM. Now you mentioned DTM. For those who don't know what DTM is, it's a Distinguished Toastmasters. You've completed two pathways and you have to have an area role, a club officer role for a year. My year is about to end on 31st of December. I mean, my year is already done in October, but I said, let's do things proper. So 31st December is going to be my last day as a club officer. And similarly for GTM, as I was telling you, you've got to then be a club coach or a mentor, and you've got to do a final project as well. So it's not easy. It normally takes about 3 years. So at a healthy pace, that's what I say. So
Yes.
fantastic to hear that, and good luck with that. So coming to the role of the division director, tell me about it. What is it about? I mean, I know all the roles are defined, and the ultimate is, and as the district, to make sure that the clubs are successful. But we would like to hear the work that goes behind being a division director.
As division director, you basically lead your division and your area directors. So I have 3 area directors who work with me, and it's also about creating a good team atmosphere as well. So we have a
Mm.
very friendly and diligent atmosphere. I really like that a lot. So I'm supposed to support them to accomplish their goals and to fulfill their tasks as area directors, and also to, by that way, ensuring that each club achieves what it's supposed to do or the goals it has set for itself as well.
So in Division E, which is your area of South Germany, so anyone who has for clubs any issue, they come to you and then you help them out, whether it's with the district or club issues or pathways or anything for that matter.
Well, they can, of course, do that. I've heard a lot of things about pathways and Toastmasters. I'm used to pathways because when I started, it was already pathways. So I'm used to it and I don't know the old program. So I don't have that comparison that I draw. But a lot of Toastmasters have told me in my division that they have problems, issues with pathways. And I've never had those issues. I could see where they stem from. And so one of my area directors, our area E1 director, and I decided to give an online pathways workshop. And
Mm.
that actually worked out really well. And what I really enjoy is that I like to reach out to other Toastmasters in general. I love meeting new people, working with new people, even outside of our division. So we asked Laurina Bergquist, the district pathways lead, if she would like to join us for that session. And she said yes. And that's something that I also enjoy. I'm usually not scared to ask people. Sometimes I think, you know what, all they can say is no. But very often people also say yes. And she delivered a 20-minute keynote on pathways, and it really was inspiring. So we take the issues that our members bring forward seriously and do what we can to help them out. But basically, sometimes also say it's the area directors. It's the area director who's supposed to support his. I only have male area directors, so I can just say his area. So they also approach the area directors and then they report back to me if they feel, well, this is an issue that hasn't been solved. Oh, hey, look, I addressed the issue and we were able to solve the problem.
That's fantastic. And of course, one of the fun things to do is the area competitions and then the division competitions. So, how's your experience been for that?
But when I was an area director, I was quite nervous about organizing the area contest, but it turned out to be just fine. It turned out better than I had imagined or what I hoped it would be. And I've had a lot of experienced Toastmasters whom I reached out to who showed up, who helped out, who delivered target speeches, decided to be judges. And now I'm in the midst of planning the Division E contest. And of course, the Division contest is another level. But that's also where all the areas, the entire division comes together. I'm quite excited to host it as well. So I'm very much looking forward.
Yeah, so have you got the venue finalized or the dates or everything? I think the dates are finalized.
Yes, I'm planning to have it on Saturday, the 13th of April next year, of course. And I'm this close to announcing the location.
So you have to keep an eye on Marie Claire's announcement and where it is. And 13th of April seems to be one of the busiest days the district will have, because I know for a fact that a lot of divisions I think out of the 8 divisions, we're having like 5 or 6 divisional competition on the same date.
Yes.
But it makes sense. That is one of the best dates to select because obviously now I have to plug in a very important event that we all look forward to. That is the district conference. The district conference is an opportunity for all of the members of Toastmasters to come together and enjoy the English competition that leads up to the World Championship and the German competition, which is the culmination of the German competition. That's where we crown the German champion and for the best speech, and it's fantastic. This year it's going to be in Duisburg, Germany from 10th till 12th of May. I would ask you all to save the date and whatever you have to and get there, because this time it's in Germany. So it's the opportunity is that it's going to be there and the tickets are going to fly off the shelf. I'm sure of it, because you can drive up or down all around to Duisburg, and I've seen the Sportschule, the location in Duisburg. It's a fantastic location. I mean, I love the place. And we were just before the snowfall there in November. So it was cold, but in May it won't be, hopefully. But it was wonderful weather, the plains and the greenery. We had a lot of fun. Duisburg itself is in a very unique town, sorry, city. That's a common mistake that we all end up saying. I'll tell you a joke about it. We were talking about it, and he says, well, it's going to be in a town called Duisburg. And so everybody was like, Duisburg is not a town, it's a city. It's got 600,000 people, residents. And I was like, that's more than Oslo, and Oslo is the capital. so, so I was like, okay, everything in Germany is big. That's what my learning was. What we're assuming as towns are also cities and thriving cities at that. I really enjoyed my stay in Duisburg, and the planning session went fantastic. Guido, who's the head of the committee, he's working really hard, and Christian, basically the PR team head. I've seen the mock-ups of the website and everything. It's really exciting. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So here I want to tell you about, if you're in these areas, Denmark, Faroe Islands, Germany, Greenland, Iceland, Norway, any of these places, you can definitely start a new club, join a club, look for a club. And if you have any issues, you can reach out to us through the website district 95 district-95.org, and you can reach us through Facebook, LinkedIn, and basically the point is that Toastmasters is an opportunity for you to, practice what you've learned, practice leadership skills while taking on the roles, and practice your public speaking by giving speeches. I know a lot of communication workshops that are amazing, but they all say you have to practice. I don't know of any other place. You're a teacher. Have you experienced any other place? I mean, other than Toastmasters, where people can actually practice public speaking?
I think out of all the things that come to my mind, and there's really not that many, Toastmasters is your best option. It
Yeah,
combines what you can choose the language you prefer, whether it's English or German.
yeah.
So we have 4 English-speaking clubs in my division, or Division E. It's not just my division, of course. Or you can choose, a lot of cities have English and German-speaking clubs, and I think it's just the best thing because you practice so many different skills. It's also about working in the background when you organize things, or VP of education organizing the meetings, so you get a lot out of it, and I think Toastmasters is the best one. I agree with you. And practice, practice, practice is what I say every day of the week to my students.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure because you teach German and English, which is languages, the
Mm,
point of language is to enrich the communication, the message that I'm trying to send, the message that you're trying to send, which I'm listening and processing, and accordingly will take actions. It just helps if you're bilingual, of course, but it will help you even more if you've practiced more. We've
yeah,
always seen the public speakers, they're on stage and they're fantastic, but nobody sees the hard work that they actually put in. I'm sure they don't have to be part of Toastmasters. You can see the hard work, whether they're actors who give delivering long monologues, which are like speeches, or they're politicians talking about taking on questions, which is like a table topic. So it's fantastic. So one of my favorite final questions is, what do you get out of volunteering, you know? Because you've spent your money by becoming a member, you've spent your time by and energy taking care of the clubs, taking care of the competitions. What's your, return on this investment that you've made as a volunteer?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's a lot of fun. And I think
Okay.
it's a lot of fun not just to be at your own club, but go outside of your club, visiting other clubs, looking at the whole division, and working with the trio or having monthly calls with the trio and all those meetings that we have in person finally now. But in general, I look at it as a valuable way to spend my time. I think time is the most precious gift you can give someone in general, and it's just worth it. When you see a division, when you see a contest, we just had a member who joined quite well in February, so it's almost been a year. And he said, "Well, even if I don't make it to the division level as a contestant, I'm dying to see what the contest will look like." So once you've organized a contest, or I started out as timer as a helper, and I was really, really nervous. So I could see what you said at the beginning about timing.
Hmm.
And looking at all the contestants and how much effort they must have put into the speeches and preparation, it's just worth it to be, even if you're a timer or a ballot counter or the organizer of the whole thing, I think it's time well spent for all the clubs in our division and, of course, on a higher level, the entire district. And that's what Toastmasters is about.
Yes, and I have to thank you for taking time out today. It's not
You're
easy
welcome.
to, do this live in front of the audience, and no matter when it is, and come up with a balance between your professional life, yeah, I'm sure exams for the students, preparing for those lectures, and also then taking care of the club as a president, because that's a lot of work. And it's fantastic. I feel like I have learned a lot today. Thank you very much. Any last few words you would like to share with the audience?
Well, thank you for your kind words, first of all. I'm just happy to be a Toastmaster and a member of my fantastic division and to be division director for this year. And I would also like to take the time to thank you. You put so much effort into Toastmasters as well on the district level, and I really enjoy those videos and the interviews, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So, once again, time well spent, and thank you for your time you took to interview me.
No, it's my pleasure and my honor. I said it before the interview that I have a lot of respect for teachers. Teachers are the people who shape your thoughts, your processes, your acceptability towards the worldview, towards positivity. I think that is what has shaped me. So it just completely doubled my respect for the time, energy, and money that you've spent into Toastmasters. So thank you very much for your time today. And in the end, I would like to remind the viewers of a very important thing, that you should always, always reach for your dreams. So thank you very much.